What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Show. There's another video, man. And we like to do a lot of anime, but we are still a gaming channel also. And I basically come here to talk, man, about game of the year. Like, it's to me it's gonna be very hard. I think I originally initially had thoughts that Final Fantasy was gonna be game of the year. That was just basically be where I stopped the bucket. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was gonna be game of the year, and that's all she wrote. And that honestly makes sense. I think Final Fantasy was a great game this year. I think they really did their thing. But I played other games this year, obviously. And I gotta say, man, I don't really know. I think it's up in the air. I think Baldur's Gate for me is probably gonna end up taking it because it was a game that I knew I wasn't necessarily gonna be interested in. Like when I originally played Baldur's Gate 3, I was talking junk about it, honestly, man. I was not really trying to give it a chance. I would always kind of like D&D. I never actually played it. I was like the aspect of D&D, like the adventures, what you make it. Obviously, just playing watching Stranger Things and stuff. That's kind of like a bridge to that. But I've never really myself played it, so I couldn't really tell you guys if I would enjoy it or not. So I just thought it would always be cool to kind of gather up with friends and play this imaginary game. But as adults, you don't really have the time just to meet up like that. You know what I'm saying? Not for like hour-long campaigns like that, hours long. So Spider-Man is also coming out, and that's a really big thing because so many people are looking forward to Spider-Man, and I think honestly it's gonna be a battle between us two. But let's not forget, man, what also came out in this year's time span. Breath of the Wild 2, man. So one of the most anticipated games ever. I'm not gonna lie, like this game was so anticipated. I feel like so many people were waiting on it, so many people were excited for it. I played it, I loved it, I thought it was great. I didn't actually beat it though. I've become at that particular age where I love gaming in its pure sense. I'm not young enough to be able to just kind of sit down and take like 2 days and really enjoy gaming, like just really get into a game, because I think when you get older and you work and you work a lot, it's more the fact that even if you have a day off, then you can play a game. You would rather spend that day off just sleeping or resting or whatever. Like me personally, I love gaming, but between doing YouTube and stuff, it's really hard for me to finish certain games. So when I play a game and I put a lot of hours to a game, that game is special to me. And I'm not saying I definitely didn't finish Breath of the Wild, but I just didn't do everything I wanted to do, like the complete series, basically complete everything, do everything that is optional. Same with Final Fantasy, man. So that's one thing I had to kind of look at. I've been playing Baldur's Gate. I got so many hours in Baldur's Gate as of right now, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Baldur's Gate could have been a single player experience and I would have still loved it. But I've been playing a little bit of both experiences. I've been playing it single player, I've been playing it multiplayer, and to me, obviously multiplayer is more fun to me, but single player has its own charms. Single player allows you to make the choices on your own. For me, I really love games where I make a choice and a different outcome happens, what I'm saying, because it puts replay value into the game where I can one day go back and play it. And even if I don't 100% remember it, it's cool because I can make different choices and I can choose differently, and and that'll give me a different option. Disgaea just came out, man. I'm playing that and I'm having a blast playing it. I don't think it's gonna be game of the year, but I think that it's way better than the previous iteration. I think Disgaea 6 wasn't that good to me. I'm still waiting for like games like Connections and stuff to come out. That's definitely not gonna be the game of the year. And in fact, that's probably like the game not necessarily I'm the least excited for, because I love Storm. I love the idea of having a next gen Storm. I at least think it's worth to mention, you know what I'm saying, because it is an Naruto game. Other than that, man, it's been a couple of games, probably games that I missed and I've talked about, or games I haven't really played and I played too early that I don't even really remember. But all in all, man, I think it's been a good little year. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's been a really enjoyable year for gaming. I think in itself, when you look at it as a whole, it's good. I said Spider-Man, let's talk about Spider-Man for a minute before we get up out this video. So Spider-Man as a whole is a big franchise, and I don't know why, but I feel like I've always been a Spider-Man fan, but I've recently realized that I'm like a Spider-Man mega fan, not mega fan, maybe like let's just say a really big fan of Spider-Man. With the movies of the Spider-Verse and stuff, which are amazing, mind you, like the Spider-Verse movies are just simply amazing. And playing the original first two games on, I think on PS5, I think it's a special place for me because I didn't actually play Spider-Man until I got a P5. Like once I had it on PS4, I think I never played it, and then on PS5, I like replayed it because I was trying to get to Miles Morales. So it was like, you know, I thought that was gonna be a really cool game with the Black Spider-Man and stuff, a little bit of relatability. So I looked at it as like, okay, maybe I need to try out the first Spider-Man, and I loved it, man. I thought it was amazing. Then I originally went to Miles Morales, thought it was even better, even amazing, even more amazing. And I started to realize, man, I'm really kind of a Spider-Man fan. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really like Spider-Man, and it's kind of like a more obvious thing than what I'm making it out to be. But it's just the simple fact that it's probably like my first major game on a PS5, so it holds a lot of weight there. So in reality, even though I haven't played it yet, I do think Spider-Man is going to take Game of the Year. Not necessarily because it's either between one or two things. Honestly, I don't want to make this video super long. I don't want to keep like riffing on you guys, but you know what I'm saying. Well, I have to just get these out. It's either between, to me, the top three choices are Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man, and Zelda. I don't think there's really nothing else in the running, for at least from my knowledge. I don't think Diablo is in the running. I think it's those three games because Baldur's Gate 3 to me is a masterclass in gaming. Having a really in-depth story that you can play with like up to 3 other friends, and or play solo and get like a whole different experience out of it. So it's like you can definitely play the game. The game makes you start over multiple times, and it makes so much sense that, you know, it does that because of the way the game is made. You have Zelda, which is kind of like Breath of the Wild, has always been great, and now they like multiply the world by like 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? So much like to do in the new Breath of the Wild. It's also kind of like a free thought thing. It's like you have the story there, but you gotta go find it. You know what I'm saying? Go explore it. So it's that type of game. And if you're on Switch, it's kind of a interesting concept because it's on Switch, which is the least powerful system out of the 3 big systems. I don't think Starfield's gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I haven't played it, so I can't really say, but I know that a lot of people basically were saying it was kind of overhyped. People hyped it like it was gonna be the next second coming of like whatever, and it just wasn't. It was good, but it wasn't that good. And my last choice of the top 3 is gonna be Spider-Man. Another game I haven't played yet, but I know how popular Spider-Man is, and obviously it's a popularity thing, which is why I think Baldur's Gate won't really get it, because I feel like Baldur's Gate may not be as popular as games like Zelda. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Me just getting into that series, just becoming a fan, I don't think it's as popular. I know it's very anticipated. I just don't know how anticipated. I think that between those 3, one of those is gonna win. Spider-Man is very hype. I'm definitely a Spider-Man fan. I was not really a big Zelda fan, but I mean, I did love Breath of the Wild 1, and 2 is super hype. So it's really finna have to be a toss-up, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think nominees, if I had to choose, Final Fantasy is gonna be in there. Spider-Man is gonna be in there. Maybe Diablo. Definitely Baldur's Gate. Definitely Zelda. But that's pretty much all I got to say for this video, man. Like, how do you guys feel about the game of the year this year? In reality, to us, it really doesn't matter. Like, to a gamer, it really does not matter. It's just kind of curious to see who would actually win, because if I love this game more, obviously I love this game more, but it'll tell me what the world like a little better, I guess. So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'll see you guys next.